So back in St Tammany Parish of Louisiana in October of 1993, there was a male found. He was found in a heavily wooded area off of Interstate 59 near the Mississippi state line. So his body, much of it had been, taken advantage of by carnivores in the area, but his skull was intact and partially his skeleton was still there. There was a unique pair of glasses that were found and a few remnants of clothing also discovered. So in November, so just a month later, the remains were then sent to LSU Faces Lab in Baton Rouge. There was additional testing done and there was a facial reconstruction done. And there was also a second reconstruction made in 2003, but no leads. This man was thought to have died from a gunshot wound to the head sometime between April and October of 1993. So at some point, the Faces Lab then thought, hey, this is a white male between the ages of 25 and 38 of age. He had extreme antemortem trauma to his right hip area. They also determined that he had trauma prior to his death too, or trauma that occurred around the time of his death, aka the gunshot wound. So between the times of 2011 and 2021, the St. Tammany Parish Coroner's Office, the Forensic DNA Lab specifically, they wanted to do more DNA comparisons. There was no immediate matches found in the existing DNA banks, but with the help of 2019, they were then able to use more advanced technology, because 2018, 2019, that's when DNA started really becoming the thing. Everybody was figuring out who people were, and that's when it really started. Obviously, we've made more advancements since then, which is great because we're finding out who more John and Jane Does are. But so this update in genome technology and DNA technology would continue over the next 4 years, so 2019 to 2022, 2023. There's a lot that has happened with this type of science. But anywho, investigators on the case would then develop different characteristics, possibly of this male, physical characteristics, and possible timelines of other missing people that could potentially fit the St. Tammany John Doe's profile. So this process also works with the University of Northern Texas Forensic Science Centers, and it's around this time that his case was also entered into NamUs as UP890. So in April of 2022, the St. Tammany Parish Coroner's Office then went to Seasons of Justice and they received a grant in order to fund the genealogical testing of the St. Tammany John Doe. And this genealogical testing would be going through Othram. So, and this is in Woodlands, Texas. They're still generally in the same area at this point because of everything with the University of North Texas Forensic Science Center. Well, what happened is that the investigators, after Othram does their magic, they would then be sent to 2 potential living familial DNA members that would be in Burnsville, Minnesota. So with this information, the STPCO, which is the St. Tammany Parish County Coroner's Office investigators, they then contacted the police departments in Florissant, Missouri, and Burnsville, Minnesota. They then were able to access information in regards to this John Doe and his potential family members. And they then were able to contact them, confirm that this person was the St. Tammany John Doe, and he was known to be living in Louisiana around the time of his disappearance. So the St. Tammany John Doe is Mr. Joseph Lee Muniz, and he died via a gunshot wound to the head. His case is a homicide. It's being treated as a homicide, and it took 30 years for him to be identified. 30 years. But I'm happy that he finally has his identity back. With that being said, there's been a lot of identifications with John and Jane Does, and I really hope that there's more to come.